Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Carol joining us. Hello, Carol.
Hi, everybody.
So we have a really exciting story. So Carol's got a success story from one of her clients who basically went from having the relationship talk and giving someone the ultimatum and losing him to now proposing marriage. So this is so amazing. Guys, guess what? You know what? When you listen to this success story, use it as a catalog. Say, you know what? No, this is going to happen to me. This is going to be me next. And a couple things that we're going to highlight is we're going to highlight the things that this client has done to actually become successful, as well as why you shouldn't have the relationship talk. Okay, so yeah, let's dive straight into it, Carol. I'm ready to hear this awesome story.
Okay, so they were high school sweethearts. They were together for 10 years. And at some point, she felt that, you know, it was time to get married. We've been together for so long. They wouldn't talk about marriage because he was reluctant to get married. And, you know, she kind of lost a little bit of patience and she gave him the ultimatum. She's like, you know, we've been together for this long. Are we going to get married or what? And he decided to break it off instead. She was devastated because, you know, that's not what she wanted. And, you know, after a long conversation, he just felt pressured. He felt that, you know, like, this is not what I want. I'm not ready. And, you know, she had a really hard time with the whole situation. But then, you know, when she started coaching, you know, we started working on recreating, you know, a new relationship and recreating him. And we started working on, you know, understanding that everybody's you pushed out. And one of the things that we talked about was how, you know, he is, you know, her creation, and we created this brand new relationship. And she said to herself, like, so, you know, this is the man that I created, so he's definitely going to want to get married with me. We worked on that. We worked on those intentions. It took like about a month of her actually believing in herself. And I would say to her, like, this is your custom made creation. You got copyrights. Like, this, he is yours. He is for you to take, no one else. He did start dating. She found out nothing really stuck, nothing serious. But of course, she saw that as, no, this is meaningless. It's empty and meaningless. He only has eyes for me. And she was really, really, really good at this. She just kept going for it. She created her intentions. She worked on her mental diet. She first worked on establishing communication. And then he called her, they started talking, and then, you know, she kind of worked on, okay, we're going to work on dating now. And I think the beauty of it all was, like, when he called her, she saw it and felt as if this brand new relationship. She completely forgot about the past. She completely, you know, the past no longer exists. And they started dating again. The butterfly. She told me how it almost felt like, you know, like, this is a completely brand new relationship. He said things that she never thought he would say about how much he loved her and how she's the one. And 6 months down the road, he proposed. And of course, she's ecstatic, and they actually postponed the wedding because of the whole pandemic, but they're going to get married in September. And he is it because she also created that the relationship gets better and better with time. So it is like, you know, it keeps snowballing to this amazing relationship, better than the beginning. And yeah, she's super happy. She's super excited, and I'm excited for her.
That is so awesome. You know, and that's the funny thing, you know, I relate because I've had relationships that weren't deep and meaningful, and I didn't have a really deep connection. And I think maybe we overlook that a little bit on this channel. It's always like manifest person, manifest, but we actually help people too make the relationships better. I know, you know, my current relationship with Andrew, you guys know I always put the link up to our other channels behind the scenes, right? Gerry's Adventures. That, you know, my relationship with Andrew is very much, we have a really good connection. We're very comfortable with each other. We can say anything. And, you know, and I haven't always had that in other relationships, you know, so sometimes we can be in a relationship but not quite have exactly what we want in it. And, you know, how she created that was she started looking at it like it was a new relationship and started going into detail about how to create that and what she actually wanted it to be. He says he loves her all the time. He does this, He does that, right? Whereas previously she didn't quite have that, you know? That's
he's
amazing.
a completely different person. And she's like, he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
completely different man. And it's like, well, you created that. It's, you know, it's you. You did all of it. And she uses the phrase a lot. I have copyrights. And it's like, yeah, you do. You have copyrights. He's only yours. He's for you to take, nobody else. So
Love that. And you know, one thing in the beginning, right, of the story, right, and this is, I think, also common when it comes to, you know, getting an ex back, is we've lost them over some sort of ultimatum and having the relationship talk, right? You
yeah.
know, and I know I even did that with Andrew at one point, right? And, you know, a really interesting point about that is, you know, the question is, should we have the relationship talk or not have the relationship talk, is the question we get asked a lot. And the answer is no, because if you felt like the person wanted to be with you, then why would you need to talk to them about wanting to be in a committed relationship?
Exactly.
Because, you know, when it's an intention, they think
Exactly.
it's their idea. When we say it verbally, they think it's our idea. We don't want them to think it's our idea. We want them to think it's their idea, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what she did. And she, you know, this is like a perfect example of that. Like, she did the whole ultimatum thing, and of course the outcome was not what she wanted, but it's amazing how she was able to turn everything around with just her mind. She didn't do anything. She did not call him. She did not do anything. He did everything, but she worked, you know, on it from the inside out. And it's amazing. It's amazing how she didn't even have to lift a finger.
Yeah, well, you know, exactly. And you know what, that is possible, you know, you know, that's the other thing about actually manifesting a text message in as well, you know, is we do have to be, you know, we don't have to lift a finger and call people, but it can't come from the lack. It can't come from the rejection story, because then we can never actually pull it into ourselves. We just end up pushing it away because we're resisting our current reality. You know, when you notice with people that you've got zero resistance with, and you think about them, you don't even intend them to text you, you just think about them, they'll all of a sudden text you or email you or something, and you didn't even intend them to text you. It's just because they automatically have to show up in your reality because you got no resistance. But if you're not, and those are people that you have no problem picking up the phone and calling, but people you're scared to pick up the phone and call won't call you if you intend it, because you're scared of being rejected. So they have to automatically reject you regardless of what you say, because
Exactly.
you're putting that force field out there, you know?
Yes, yes, exactly. And that's why I always say you have to create that energy and that feeling of them pursuing you, of them coming towards you, and just being sure, you know who you are, know that you're the creator, know that you're God of your reality, and that's what you want. And you say that that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be.
Exactly.
And it works every time.
Oh, it does. And a really good way to create the feelings is just with your intentions, just with your thoughts. Thinking, I have this, will create the feeling of having it. You can feel it in here, you know? And you know, that's the beautiful thing.
Yep.
There's no secret to this. There's no, okay, I've got to and get this feeling. You just have to state, I have this, I am this, or I intend to have this, and that will give you that feeling. And pick the statement that gives you the most feeling with little resistance, right? You know, so I
Exactly.
intend, it will sometimes bypass resistance, but you know what? I am married to so-and-so is the most powerful statement. But if it has, yeah, right in the background, then say I intend, and that'll get rid of that little voice there. So, you know, and it's just as
Exactly.
powerful, right? So, but yeah, that's amazing.
Yay.
Yeah. You know, guys, look at, you know what, it just goes to show that anything is absolutely possible, that you are God of your reality. So guys, you know what, the other thing that, you know, to point out here is, you know, she did this step by step. And I think that's so incredibly important when it comes to creating with resistance, because when it's resistance, you know, there's so many little stories that need to be looked at and to be altered, right? So guys, if you want help doing this in your life, Carol, she's having special this month. Okay, she's filling up really, really fast. Okay, people are getting results. Check the link in the description below. She does video coaching with us here. And yeah, thank you so much, Carol, for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.